Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are having a very good beginning of the week. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. So thank you very much for your support. Now, will we see the 47 to 52k Bitcoin target that I kind of abandoned a bit earlier, but it was my initial target? I don't know. Bitcoin is under pressure. Reason is very simple. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, Grayscale, what am I talking about? The Mt. Gox coins will go live or will be distributed to people in July. I'm actually happy for those people. I've heard that the average cost or the average price that people have those Bitcoins is $800 per Bitcoin. So they should be extremely happy because they're going to get, it's going to be funny for some of those people is actually being caught in the Mt. Gox scam is actually going to be the best thing that could happen to their lives, because probably if they weren't under such a scam, maybe they would have sold Bitcoin at $2,000. But now they were forced to hold Bitcoin for all that time period, which means that actually they just guaranteed a wonderful investment at their end. Now, does that mean they're going to sell everything? No, it doesn't mean so, but it's basically supply that was locked and it's now going to go live. This is something that I've addressed in other videos, which is one of the reasons why I always preferred Ethereum to Bitcoin, is that Ethereum obviously doesn't have this dark cloud on top of their heads, on top of the Bitcoin head, like the Mt. Gox situation. Now, is this a big deal? Not really, and I'll tell you why. The total Bitcoin in Mt. Gox is about, at today's prices, is about $8.6 billion. For you to have an idea, Grayscale, this is why I was mixing up both of them, Grayscale, since the ETF started, which was in March, has sold something like $18 billion and worth of Bitcoin. And here we are at $61,000, despite all that selling from Bitcoin Trust. So if you will, is like you reset Grayscale, you give them the holdings again, and they will be able to sell 50% of their holdings once again. This is not what's happening, obviously. I'm just giving you a comparison. So basically, it's a repetition of March to June, which means that worst case scenario, the funny part of the cycle should start in September, October. So what's happening right now is the market is pricing in the new Bitcoin to come into circulation. Everybody knows the average price, which means it's a fair assumption that the vast majority of people will dump their Bitcoin as soon as they get them, because they will be, depending on their holdings, but they potentially can be millionaires today. So can you really fault them? I don't think so. So what's happening is the market is pricing that into the future now, but because crypto is all linked to Bitcoin by virtue of liquidity, everything comes down with Bitcoin. Because you could argue, but why is Ethereum going down, right? Because Ethereum doesn't have any coins in Mt. Gox. You're right, but it's linked to Bitcoin. It's like a leverage play on Bitcoin. So Ethereum goes down as well. Hopefully people will see past the problem, which is a Bitcoin only problem, and they can see, okay, but the other coins shouldn't be affected by this. Maybe with the ETFs coming 2nd of July, I think is what Bloomberg is saying, people will say, okay, if a lot of Bitcoin supply is going to come into the market, and we know that Ethereum will not, if I'm undecided between should I buy more Ethereum ETF or more Bitcoin ETF, maybe I should go for Ethereum because I know that there's no supply increase coming in the near future, which should finally trigger Ethereum's outperformance of Bitcoin, as it should have done already this year. But Ethereum is really slagging behind what it should be in a normal cycle. Ethereum should already be outperforming, and I think that will happen starting July, August. But at the same time, it's important to say this, Grayscale has $11 to $12 billion worth of Ethereum, which, if they do the same thing that they've done with ETF, will need to sell vast amounts of it. And then it becomes a supply-demand game. If more ETFs are buying than selling, then price goes up. If it's the other way around, then price goes down. That's it. My point being, both for Ethereum and both for Bitcoin, by September, we should start having a clear next phase of the bull cycle. Now that means that meme coins will suffer. That means that other coins will go down 60, 70%, 50, 60. I mean, Andy was at $320 million market cap. He's now at 157 million. Now, 157 million is way above, 1.5 million, for example, but it's a fairly 50% drop, which means we may get a little bit more selling on that one, but it should hold somewhere between 140 to 150 million dollars in my expectation. I think worst case scenario, I see it go to 120 to 130 million, which was the previous all-time high. Actually, if we touch that and we go back up, we'd actually be very interesting and very profitable. What matters the most is will Pepe still go up? I think so. Are the Telegram users going up? Yes. Are the holders going up? Yes. Do we have money printing yet? No. Are interest rates being cut? No. Did we have pumps of liquidity to try to make the economy look better for re-election? Still not yet. Is the Ethereum ETF out? No. So there's a lot of things that still haven't happened for me to be concerned. Is the Coinbase app the number one download on Google and Apple app? No. Is Jim Cramer dedicating entire episodes to crypto? No. So a lot of things haven't happened yet, which tells me that the bull market has long legs to go. But this was something that I've always said. I mean, the last Ulrich coins is the same thing. The Silk Road coins is the same issue. They also can come online. So these are all events that unfortunately Bitcoin has and Ethereum doesn't. Now, does that mean that I'm here on Bitcoin and I'm making fun of Bitcoiners? No, it's just a reality. Live with it. It was one of the reasons when people are saying, oh, Bitcoin 100K, and Ivan on Tech, oh, Bitcoin 90K in 2 weeks. I said, no way. There's no way we're going to go to 90K like that. And we didn't. But, these people that charge you a bunch of money, they were telling you otherwise because they don't get the cycles and then they get very nervous. And then what they do is they compound on their predictions being wrong. So they predict something and is wrong. Then eventually they are wrong so often that they flip to the other side. And they say, oh, actually, now the correction is going to last 6 months instead of 3 months. So they will go to the opposite side of their predictions. And usually that's when we are approaching the bottom, the local bottom in that region. So understand that. When you start seeing a lot of channels saying that we're going to go sideways much longer, we're going to go down much further, probably the top is in for 2024. So when you see people saying stuff like that, that means we are closer to the end of the correction than the beginning. When we are in the middle of the correction, they all come with ideas. Oh, but this time is different. We're not going to have a halving correction. Why not? Because we have the ETFs. We didn't have the ETFs before. I said, I still think we're going to have the halving correction because everybody is positioned for the halving, which means you only have sellers left. You need new buyers to come in. You need weak buyers to get out. And they need people to accumulate money so they can deploy it into crypto once again. All those things take time. They are not, it just doesn't go up and up and up and up. But you see, the problem is people, the greener the candle and the thicker the candle, the more they expect to go up. And that goes for institutional investors. That goes for YouTube finance specialists, crypto gurus. Everybody gets the same problem. Okay, so it's not a you problem. It's their problem. And once again, because I've been seeing these popping up everywhere again, these mastermind and courses and trading strategies and all of that, just remember something. I don't know a single millionaire in crypto that became a millionaire by being in any $5,000 mastermind courses. Okay? Not a single one of them. I know a lot of people that picked a lot of bad coins, but they became millionaires because they sold services to the crowd. Meaning, they didn't predict anything well, but they charged enough money that they made it anyways. Be very careful because this will explode and expand as soon as we move forward into the cycle. And it's all designed to, it's so funny, right? Here you have a person who's a magnificent trader, right? I mean, it's amazing. This guy has done, my God, they outperform everybody. Warren Buffett looks like a freaking amateur night at the Apollo, right? With these guys. Yet they need your $200. A guy who has the ability to predict the market so well that he basically prints money, according to his statements, but he still needs your $200 a month or your $50 a month Discord fee. I'll let you get to the conclusion of why they need that. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. Catch you in the next one. Tomorrow, I may not upload the video, but I'll try to do it on Wednesday. And I'm not going to be here, right? So I'll be traveling, so I'll be doing a bit in a different setup. And then Thursday evening, I'm back. And Friday, that's it. And I'm not going to be traveling until the second half of August. And with that, guys, thank you very much for your support. And I'll catch you in the next one.